This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Now, you may recall that last week or thereabouts, I did a couple of videos in response to a request from one of my students, actually. A couple of videos concerning Native Instruments Guitar Rig, the amp sim and effects software suite that I use quite a bit, actually, but not for guitar tones. My guitar tones these days are pretty much, always from the Blue Guitar Amp 1 Mercury Edition. I absolutely love that thing. But I do use like some of the compressors for drums and stuff like that. There's a really great Leslie cabinet simulator in there that I will use when I'm recording organ sounds and stuff. So that I have various uses for it. Some nice reverbs and stuff in there as well. But I don't know what's happening really. There must be something going around, because I've had another student ask me a similar kind of thing about recording using amp sims. Difference is that this chap is a little bit strapped for cash, and he didn't have the necessary spending money to go out and buy even the discounted version of Guitar Rig. It always seems to be on sale, but it was just a little bit beyond his budget. So I got to thinking, well, back about 3-4 years ago, when I first started using amp sims, after I'd kind of weaned myself off the Vox Tone Lab that I used for many years, I was using a couple of free plugins that I got pretty good results with. And I think one of them was the Blue Cat free amp, and there's one or two others as well. So what we're going to do today is take a listen to just how good a guitar recording tone you can get just using free stuff. And this is how it sounded. So here's a little bit of a demonstration of how I dialed in the plugins that I was using and what plugins I was using. As I say, one of them was the Blue Cat free amp, and one or two other things as well. Here's a little bit of a demonstration of me kind of setting it all up and dialing it in. Okay, then here we are. Let's take a look at the kind of things I've got going on with the plugins that I'm using. So let's have a look at the power chords first of all. If you know what's going on in Reaper, then you can see this is the kind of parent track, and I've got two sort of slave tracks here. So both of these tracks here are going into this track here, so that when I go to the mixer I can just move one fader. Basically that's what that's all about. Anyway, these are the two tracks, this one and this one, that I recorded the power chord things onto. You can see I've double tracked it, panned left and right, and on each one of those tracks I have got this plug-in here. This is the Blue Cat free amp, and it comes with three basic amp types in here. If we just kind of go down here, there's Classic Clean, which is a Fender style amp. We're going to be hearing a bit of that shortly. There's Classic Drive, which is what I've got going on here. What I've tried to do is simulate my Blue Guitar amp on its vintage channel, just kind of A-Bing the between this plug-in and the Blue Guitar amp. And you've got Modern Drive, which is very much like a sort of a rectifier kind of thing going on. So let's go back to the Blue Guitar Sim. That's the plug-in I was using here. So what we'll do is we'll just turn this off for the moment, and we'll have a listen to this track here. In fact, let's go on to the other track and turn it off on there as well. There we go. So what we're getting here is just the de-eyed sound of the guitar. Let's solo this track and hear it. So you can hear there's a little bit of reverb on it as well. But let's hear what the Blue Guitar free amp, or the Blue Cat free amp, Blue Guitar, Blue Cat. This is going to get a little bit confusing, isn't it? But let's put that plug-in back on, and this is what we hear now. Which, as you can hear, hopefully, is kind of a typical Marshall-y kind of old-school plexi type tone. Then for the clean chords, again, I've done the same thing here with the clean chords. I've recorded onto two different tracks, and both of those tracks are feeding into this main track here. And on each of the tracks I'm recording onto, you can see I've got the Classic Clean, a typical sort of Fender blackface kind of clean sound. Once again, let's take the plug-in off the tracks that I've recorded on. So we'll just disable that, and if we listen to just this sound, again, you're going to hear a little bit of reverb on this, but you'll get the basic idea. This is just the de-eyed guitar sound. Pretty uninspiring, I would think you would agree. But then we stick the amp sim back onto both of those tracks that I recorded those strummy chords onto, and we get which is a very, very nice Fender-y clean tone. Then over here we've got the clean lead. I think from memory I used pretty much the same plug-in for that. One or two other things on there, we'll come to those in a moment there. But yeah, you can see I've got the Classic Clean thing going on there. Now, one thing I like to do is I like to have that double tracked sound on everything. And if I'm playing a riff like these power chordy kind of parts up here that we saw earlier, so what I will do, I'll double track it. Same with the chords, you know, just play it onto one track, pan that hard left, play it onto the other track, pan it hard right, and you get that lovely double tracked sound. But for something where I'm improvising essentially, then it becomes a little bit can you improvise the same thing perfectly twice? Well, no. So what I'm doing here on the clean lead and on the solos as well, actually, is I'm using this plugin. You see I've got it coming after the Blue Guitar amp. I said Blue Guitar amp as well there again, didn't I? Blue Cat amp. It's coming after the Blue Cat amp, and this is another free plugin. This is Voxengo Stereo Touch. First heard about this courtesy of Glenn Fricker at Spectre Media Group. He did a nice little video about this, and literally all it does is it just gives you a bit of imperceptible stereo delay. You don't perceive it as a delay sound that you're hearing. It just comes out as like a stereo left and right panned kind of double tracking kind of thing. So if we take a listen to it without that on, we can hear what's going on. So if I just solo this clean lead part here, this is without the Voxengo Stereo Touch. I'll turn the delay off as well. So this is just the raw sound of the Blue Cat preamp. And as you can hear, there is a little bit of reverb going on because I've got this track and all of the guitar tracks going through like a reverb track down here, reverb bus. So anyway, let's put that Voxengo Stereo Touch back on. Here it is. You can see the boxes tick there. It's now going to sound like this. Subtle, but it's now a stereo guitar sound. And then another free plugin. Well, it's free as in it comes bundled in with Reaper, which, you get your 60-day free evaluation trial period with Reaper, and some people have been using it for 2 years, 3 years, and they're still on that 60-day free evaluation thing. So Reaper is, to all intents and purposes, free, although I have paid for it. We've got just this kind of delay plugin here, rear delay, and on any lead guitar part I tend to put this basic 5-tap ping pong thing on, which just gives it a little bit more dimension. Sounds like this. You can hear that sort of decay that it's got now. You can see that I haven't got the wet signal turned up particularly loud. It just adds a little bit of dimension, as I said. Then, as I said, that is going through the routing from that track, and all the guitar tracks is going through this reverb bus here, where I've just got a little room reverb put in there. So that's being applied to all of the guitar tracks. Again, that is just bundled in with Reaper. No money changed hands, for that reverb. Now for the solos, here we go. This is the main kind of shouty lead guitar high gain solos. Once again, let's take a look at the plugins I've got going on here. As you can see, the Blue Cat preamp, I nearly said blue guitar amp then, but this is the Blue Cat preamp, and I've got the Voxengo Stereo Touch and that 5-tap ping pong delay there. But going in front of that, yet another free plugin. No prizes for guessing what pedal this is based upon. Part of my regular rig for lead guitar tones is the New X Horseman pedal, a sort of a Klon style overdrive. Well, this is a free Klon VST from Nembrini Audio. This is the Klon Minotaur, as opposed to the Klon Centaur, I suppose, and came with a few basic factory presets. You can see you've got Hard Clip, Jeff B, Tasty Drive, John M, Strato Rhythm. Wonder who that's all about. But yeah, the Jeff B, the Jeff Beck kind of setting is the one that I use, and isolated, that sounds like this. Here's a little bit of this solo. And if I just take that kind of Klon kind of thing off, it sounds like this. Put it back on again. So you can hear that it's just giving it that nice little kind of push over the edge there, just giving it that little bit more beef and sustain and body for playing a lead guitar part. So there you go. The plugins I'm using here, free plugin, a simulation of a Klon Centaur pedal. Free plugin, a Marshall amp, a Fender amp, and a boogie kind of rectifier-y kind of style amp. Free plugin, stereo widener, and free plugin that comes bundled with Reaper. All those free plugins, you don't have to spend a single penny on getting certainly what I consider to be a very usable guitar tone. And as always, you will find a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing that piece that we heard earlier, that explanation you've just seen there, and a jam track for you to play along with for yourself. All of that is, as usual, up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. $3 or £2.50 a month gets you access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that, or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down below in the description. And that's pretty much the video for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen and found it useful and informative in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars and many, many other things. Great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.